Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Noreen Abbasi, and I am teaching you Social Studies of Class 7th. Before starting the reading and explanation, I want to tell you about your copy. This is your copy and this is the color of your copy. First of all, what you have to do, leave one page of your copy and then leave 2 pages for index. At the top of your page, you have to write index in capital letters. Then draw margins for writing first serial number, then date, and in the middle topic, and in the last teacher sign. Give the heading of chapter number 1, and chapter number 1 is the universe. This is about your copy. Now we are coming on book. In book, there is chapter number 1, the universe. Social studies is divided into sections. Number 1 is geography and other is history. This chapter is related to geography, and I want to tell you the definition of geography. Yes, geo means earth and graphy means right about. And so the definition of geography is right about the earth. Now I am reading the chapter. Please listen carefully. Chapter 1, the universe. This is a photograph taken by the Hubble telescope, which is in a spacecraft 600 kilometers above the earth. Its mirror is 240 centimeters in diameter, and because it is far above the dusty, cloudy atmosphere of the earth, it can see much more clearly into outer space. Distances in space are so huge that we cannot measure them in kilometers, and astronomers use light years. That is the distance light would travel in a year. Light travels at 299, 792, 458 meters per second. That is well over 1 billion kilometers an hour, which means nearly 9.5 trillion in a year. The Hubble telescope has photographed stars as distant as 12 billion light years away. We just cannot understand such distances. Next paragraph. We read stories and see films of space travel to distant stars, but of course this is quite impossible. Apollo 11, which took the US astronauts to the moon in 1969, was launched on 16th July, and the moon landing was on 20th July, 4 days later. Today rockets can travel at a speed of 40,000 km per hour. The nearest star is 32 billion km from the earth, and to reach it will take 91.3 years. Please turn your page. Most of the billions of stars in the universe are in huge clusters called galaxies. Our solar system is in the galaxy known as the Milky Way. As you can see from the photograph, galaxies are in gigantic spirals. The Milky Way is 100,000 light years across, about 95 trillion kilometers. Nebulae, singular nebula, are clouds of dust, hydrogen, helium, and other gases. found between the stars. Sun and planets. In astronomy, a sun is a huge star, usually incredibly hot, with planets revolving round it. These suns are what we see as stars, and even the most powerful telescopes will not show them as any more than points of light. We cannot see the planets going round them, but astronomers can work out that they are there. The solar system. Our sun is only a medium-sized star compared with others in the universe, even though its diameter is more than 100 times that of the Earth. It has 8 planets going round it, and all together they form what we see all our solar system. The sun contains about 99% of all the material found in our solar system. The heat of the sun comes from a kind of nuclear explosion going on continually in its heart, where the temperature is about 100,000 degrees centigrade. This heat is the source of all life on Earth. The 8 planets of our solar system move around the sun in its orbit, which are not circular but elliptical or oval in shape. The time for each planet to make our journey round the sun determines the length of the planet's year. Earth, for example, takes 365 and 1/4 days to go once round the sun, so that our year is 365 days. Every 4th year, 1 day is added to make up for the 1/4 day. This is called leap year and has 366 days. Mercury, the nearest planet to the sun, whizzes round in 88 days, while Neptune, the planet furthest from the sun, takes 165 of our years. The planets differ very considerably in size. Mercury is 48,078 kilometers in diameter, while gigantic Jupiter is 143,884 kilometers. Earth's diameter is 12,756 kilometers. Mercury and Venus are too close to the sun and so hot that no life could exist there. The surface temperature of Venus is about 462 degrees centigrade and of Mercury 430 degrees centigrade on the side facing the sun and minus 180 degrees centigrade on the side facing away from it. The clouds on Venus are largely made up of sulfuric acid. The force of gravity on Jupiter is 2.4 times as much as on Earth. If you weighed 50 kilograms on Earth, you would weigh almost 120 grams on Jupiter. The other planets apart from Mars are bitterly cold. Saturn is minus 172 degrees centigrade and Jupiter is minus 150 degrees centigrade. The little atmosphere they have is of gases which are poisonous to us. But there may be, or perhaps was, gases which are poisonous to us. But there may be, or perhaps was, some kind of life on Mars, even if only single-celled creature like germs or bacteria. Scientists are desperately trying to find out at the moment, and several spacecraft have been there to scoop up soil from the surface and analyze it, sending back radio messages. We know that the most important things to support life, as we know it, are water and oxygen. There are small amounts of oxygen in Mars' atmosphere and probably water in the form of ice under the surface. While temperatures are very harsh by Earth's standards, -140 degrees centigrade to +17 degrees centigrade, some form of life might have been possible. The planets are not equally spaced out but differed widely in their distance from the Sun. Scientists can learn a lot about the planets through satellite telescopes like the Hubble and Chandra, which transmit images back to the Earth. Next page. One of the more interesting planets is Saturn, and the second largest, with a diameter of over 120,000 kilometers, 9.5 times the size of Earth. It is made up largely of gas with an iron or rock core. It is bitterly cold with a surface temperature of -180 degrees centigrade. It spins on its axis in less than half the time of the Earth does, 10 hours 39 minutes, so that the days and nights are very short. On the other hand, it takes 29.5 Earth years to make one journey round the Sun. Most people recognize Saturn by its rings, 7 gigantic rings, 300,000 kilometers across but only 3,000 meters thick. These rings are made of ice, ranging from particles as fine as dust to blocks 3 meters in diameter. You can see Saturn with the naked eye, but you will not be able to see the rings without a telescope. Just as the Sun has the planets going round it, so do all of the planets except Mercury and Venus have satellites, including moons, going round them. Earth, of course, has one moon, Mars has 2, Jupiter 63, Saturn 60, Uranus 27, and Neptune 13. The moon. Our moon seems to shine, but it is only like a mirror reflecting the light of the Sun. We all know that the moon seems to change depending on the time of the month. It does not change, of course, but appears to do so because the shadow of the Earth crosses it. Next page. Phases of the moon. The moon goes round the Earth once in 28 days. Once in this period, the Earth, the moon, and the Sun are in a line. If the moon is between the Earth and the Sun, there will be no light to reflect, so that we say there is no moon. Sometimes we can see a little ring of light round the edge of the moon, which we call moonshine. When the new moon appears on the horizon, it is a thin crescent shape. A week later, the moon will be at right angles to the Earth, sun line, so that we see half of it shining. A week later, still the moon, the Earth, and the Sun are in line again, so that the whole face of the moon is lit up. We say this is a full moon. Another week, and the moon is at right angles to the Earth's sun line, so that we see a half moon again. A week later, the moon will have waned, reduced to a crescent again. In between these points, we see more and more of the moon until it is full, and then less and less until there is no moon. Next page. Eclipses. It is very interesting topic. These occur when three heavenly bodies come into line so that one blocks out the other. For us, it concerns only the sun, the moon, and the earth itself. The most dramatic is the solar eclipse, when the moon comes in between the earth and the sun, blocking it out. Sometimes it is only a partial eclipse so that the sun seems to have a bite taken out of it. But in a full eclipse, the sun disappears behind the moon and darkness falls on that part of the earth where the eclipse is taking place. When the eclipse is full and the sun is completely blotted out, you can often see with a telescope great flames leaping up hundreds of miles into the air. These are called solar flares and are there from the sun at all times. But as its light is so bright, they cannot be seen except in an eclipse. In a lunar eclipse, the earth comes between the moon and the sun and throws a shadow across the moon. Next paragraph. The solar eclipse was and still is very much feared by some people. Even animals seem affected as a strange silence falls on the land. Birds go to roost and animals to sleep. A total eclipse lasts only a few minutes and then the shadow begins to move away. Eclipses can be seen only from one part of the earth on any occasion. But astronomers can forecast very exactly when and where they will take place. Next paragraph. When the earth comes in between the sun and the moon, it casts its shadow on the moon, causing a lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse occurs only during the full moon phases. During a total lunar eclipse, the earth's circular shadow can be seen moving slowly across the disk of the full moon. When totally eclipsed, the moon is completely within the earth's shadow. A total eclipse of the moon can last up to 4 hours and can be seen from the side of the earth facing the moon.